Hi everyone, and welcome to 2-Player Quest, where I help you on your quest to find the best 2-player board games for you. Today's video is all about Rumblebots by DV Games. In Rumblebots, you're assembling a team of robot fighters to be the last one standing in the arena. Choose your robots wisely and let them fight it out. Let's get into it. Rumblebots is a game for 2 to 4 players that plays in 60 minutes and is at a 2.25 on Board Game Geek for complexity, so it is an easy game. It is a high luck game. Everything is all about what cards are drawn when. So when it comes to buying robots, you can have luck, but mainly in the fight, when you draw your card and you draw your robots, what robots you draw is extremely important. If you draw the robots at the wrong time, you lose. So it is a very high luck game. We'll start with a quick overview of the board. This is what the player board looks like and the starting hand of the player. All players start with the same starter robots, that's these 3. Then we have the first player token at the top and the reference cards in the middle. Then here we have the factory. This is where you can buy the new robots. On the left hand side there, you can see the crystals that can be won every round and in which direction the round plays. The first round is played in the orange direction, which is clockwise. This game is played in 6 rounds. Every round has the building phase and the battle phase. In the build phase, you can build up to 2 robots. The robots you can build can be of one of 4 levels. Now all players start on level 1, which are the robots you can see at the moment at the bottom. You can see what level you are by looking at your player board. You can see this token is by the 1 star, meaning you can play level 1s. Every round, you gain scraps to the amount of the round. So in round 1, you would gain 1 scrap. In round 2, you gain 2, etc. I will also quickly show you one of the cards. Here you can see Wrench Toast, which has tags at the top here, which I will tell you more about later. It has 2 attack and 0 defense. At the bottom here, you can see in the green that it would gain you 1 scrap. If I were to grab one of the robots from buy pile, you can see the yellow number, which would be how many scraps it costs to buy this card. In the build phase, you can build up to 2 robots, upgrade your workshop, recycle robots for scraps, and energize, which you can use to scan and gain extra scraps. For that, you need the energy crystals that you gain by winning a round. There should always be 4 robots in every line. So player 1 decides to discard Bolby to buy Goliath, and that's all they decide to do this round. A new card is drawn, and then it is the other player's turn. They also decide to buy some robots. The other player has decided to buy the Flock Commander and N3KO. Now, once the build phase is done, we go into the battle phase. Both players shuffle their cards. Here on the left is player 1, here on the right is player 2. Now, player 1 starts by playing a card, which is used as a defense. In this case, that is a 0. So player 2 goes over that with 1. In this case, that 1 defeats a 0. So player 1 discards this card. Now this card goes into defense, which in this case is 2. So player 1 must defeat 2, so that would be 3 or more. This is 4 damage. So this robot is also out for this round. Now player 2 must deal 2 damage, because this is defense 2. Now this one deals 2 damage, but 2 damage is not enough. You need to do more than the defense level. So they draw another card. This does not do extra damage, so they draw another one, which leads to 3. 3 is enough. So they now do enough damage to defeat this robot. Now it comes to defense. Defense can be played by tag. So you can choose a singular tag color as defense. We also have the Flock Commander who gives some special abilities. Looking at these colors, they suggest to use pink because that would give them 4 defense and the other ones would give them less. So they now place their cards so, and the player 1 must defeat 4. As they only have a 0 card left, player 2 wins and gains the winner token. The winner gains 2 crystals and the loser gains 1 in a 2-player game. With more, the winner gains 2 and the player who was second gains 1. The other players gain nothing. And you continue this for all 6 rounds. In the 6th round, you have the showdown, which has special rules. You can gain more scraps, and you also can buy more robots. At the end of this 6th round, whoever wins the arena is the winner of this game. There is also a dominance victory in which you have 6 more crystals than any other player in the game. When you unlock another level on your player board, you open those cards to buy them. So then you would unlock the top 4 cards of that deck. Every player can now see those cards, but the player must still be level 2 or the appropriate level to gain those cards. People who are used to board games can get started in about 5 minutes. It is quite an easy game. People who are less used to playing board games, give it 10 minutes, but you can certainly get started after that. If you are looking for a party game for 2 to 4 people and you have an hour to kill, I would most certainly recommend this. This is an excellent fit. It's the right kind of chaos for a party game, so it's really fun. I would also suggest this to people who are trying to get either new people into the hobby or people who want to play this with their kids. As long as they can understand the basics, which are very simple, you don't really need to be able to read that much. And kids love battling with robots in general. That's my experience anyway. So I would very much suggest this to people with children to play and learn more about board games and strategy. We really like this game. It's a great game for when you have friends and family over who aren't necessarily that much of board gamers, but still want to play a board game. It does have a bit of a snowball effect that once one person is winning, they continue to win, basically. The rules do have some suggestions how to combat this. We do use those suggestions and it does help a bit, but it is certainly something to be aware of. We like this game, not as a 2-player game though. With 2, we find it too limited. As soon as one person starts snowballing, it's basically the end of the game. There's no use in continuing. So we don't like it as a 2-player game, but we do certainly like it as a more-player game. This game shines with more players. You really need all that variety in this game, the variety of strategies that people pick, the difference in robots that they choose. You need that chaos to really let the game shine through. So I would most definitely recommend this game for more players. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching our review of Rumblebots. If you have any comments, feedback or suggestions, put them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you next time on 2 Player Quest.